This is part two of conversations with guest Shane Morrow, director of Rise, a local non-profit.
Because we don't understand that by the grace of God go I.
But I think that what needs to happen is that, and this is awful to say, and I'm just going to say it, sometimes you got to let it burn.
Oh,
Let it burn. Let it burn. Sometimes you got to let it burn because by the time that I don't like being, I think that we are fortunate, trying to be politically correct, but real. We're fortunate. When I got this church and knew that this may be the end of my blessings, since I was some of the other funders, I'm okay with that. Because I know that what I like to eat may not be whatever other people like to eat. My menu may be only catered to me for right now. But when you go hungry enough, you come back to whatever I have on this menu. Because no matter what you do, you're never going to get the same type of cook. You're never going to get the same type of cook. You're going to go out there.
well, there's nobody who can do what you do.
Right.
Because you have been fearfully and wonderfully made. You are unique.
And I think
There's only one.
I'll give you say something, but I had to catch myself. But I'll say this, that as we look to grow, we have to recognize that there's some sacrifice that you have to do in growing. You know, I'm talking about for my generation of folks out here talking about we want to see more of this, more of this. You got to put yourself out there as well.
Mm.
You got to stand on that foundation that was built just for you.
Mm.
And celebrate that. And if you can't find other people that want to jump on your foundation knowing you were true at heart and it was a gift from your higher power that was meant for you, there's something wrong. Get yourself together.
Mm.
You know, because this is meant for us. So when they told me, when they told me about the church not being the proper thing, I mean, it's going to take me years to get it fixed, a bad investment, but I got it fixed in less than a year from when we signed the contract. Come on, they ain't nothing but God. They ain't nothing but God.
Yeah.
But also in the same breath, it was the foundation that was meant for me to stand on.
Right.
So all I have to do now is just keep listening.
You know your purpose.
And don't need the spotlight to be able to say, I did A, B, and C.
Right.
It's hurtful to me now that as I sit with Sankofa, you know, I'm one of the founding members of Sankofa, and are we still taping? Are we still taping?
Yes, okay.
Oh, we still, oh Lord, okay. Oh Lord.
This is
No.
real conversation. We've just been real.
It's up to y'all. You know, I'm with Sankofa. Sankofa's the Black Giving Circle. For the folks who didn't know, that's why I said I'm so busy. Sankofa being a Black Giving Circle. We got very fortunate with some dollars from Hamilton County, the first Black
Where do I find
organization.
It's
but we got $600,000
on the spot. Put you on the spot.
It was amazing, but I mentioned this simply because we have folks that said, I don't know if y'all can have that kind of money.
What?
I don't know, man. I don't know if y'all can have that money. I know that there's a certain percentage going to be allocated for arts and culture. So I had to stand back. And that came from folks that weren't comfortable on their foundations. And a little bit of racism. So you got two folks now you're battling. You're battling folks that are not of my color stream, that may not understand the place that this flight that I'm going on, but also no. I'm the dog guy.
We have our little puppy. For those who don't know, we have our little.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
We have our pooch in here. It's curious. Okay.
And also in the same breath, I think that we also fight with our own camps.
Oh yes, yes, we do.
So we just got to figure out How do we come to a happy medium?
I don't know if we can. I'll tell you, a few years ago, and hopefully I can evolve, but a few years ago, it became evident to me, I used this phrase, and even last week, let's not care about our children. Because it became evident to me, I wanted to focus on the children because the adults kept getting in the way.
Mm.
The adults know everything. They know too much and don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
When it's kind of like looking in the mirror and forgetting what you saw. If the work is being done, why don't you support it? If you can look, you can look, come check it out, come and see what's happening, what's actually happening, and then judge it. By real standards. So if the work is being done, why keep getting in the way? If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just help it. This last grant with the city, I'm really upset about that because of the waste of my time. I don't like wasting my time. I'd rather just be in here, work on my own work or working with these kids. That's it. That's my life. And I don't like being lied to. I don't like being the scapegoat. I don't like none of that stuff. But to find out that, okay, you mean tell me you're going to get some outside entities to come and do what I've been doing for 14 years, and they have millions of dollars, and you're going to give more to those who have much than those who have little but doing much with little. That don't make sense.
But what hurts me about that, the bigger outside for me, I hear the pain, right, or the frustration. But where are the advocates to go to them to say, y'all been put Charlie on blast, y'all been put Charlie here to do A, B, and C. This is where we have a problem. Stop worrying about, I can't say nothing. I know Charlie right, but I can't support him because if I support that, they're going to cut my funds. So what are you doing it for? Are you worried about the man or the power that be going to penalize you for doing what's right? Or are you going to open up your mouth and say, that makes no sense. Look at where we're at. Look at what we're doing. This would be the most viable choice. That's why I do what I do and get in trouble because I feel as if, and I'm not perfect. Lord knows I'm not perfect. That's why I don't get invited to the parties. But I know how to advocate. And it's not about me. It's about us in the community. If we don't advocate at the places that they give us opportunity to, then why are we doing what we do? It just hurts my heart knowing that grandma sayings, everything we done inside that kitchen now is inside the living room. Whatever we are not comfortable with, we bring it to the kitchen, knock it out, because once we walk into that living room and once we walk out of that house, we better be standing side by side. Y'all don't do that here. You don't. You do it for when it's best for certain folks, not the whole community at large. My belief.
It's so short-sighted.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
there is power in numbers. Mm-hmm. And again, what we do is good for everyone. In our, there's been a lot of talk the last couple of years about equity and what's the other word? Inclusion, and all that kind of stuff. It sounds okay. It sounds good. But you're gonna spend all this money trying to convince people who don't want to include. I mean, everything's done backwards, man, to make something grow. If you truly want this thing to grow, our people, and I'm talking about all people in our region to grow together and to enjoy the arts and our cultures together, our varied and multicultural aspects of Chattanooga. If we're all to benefit from that, and the investment should be made in
Directly.
reparations. Let's use that word. That's the same term, reparations. We need reparations in Chattanooga. Reparations in the black community. We need some reparations for our culture.
Transforming of the power. Come on, baby. Transforming of the power. We're not comfortable on both sides of transferring their power. Because if I was comfortable with it, and another person of color or that was able to get the power, why would I be talking about that individual? Because I'm hoping that the individual sees that if it is transfer of power, that it has to be all.
And maybe the focus is too much on money and power. Because and I hate that word giving. I don't believe when I receive a grant, I believe I'm the one doing the giving.
Interesting.
Yeah. What dollar amount? I'm gonna call somebody's name. A little boy. His name's. See, which one am I gonna call? That's a little boy that I'm really. Who's a little boy I'm really entranced with his art?
Who about Jerome?
Yeah, Jerome. Okay, I'll use his name. He's a gift. What dollar amount would you put on that 10-year-old's life?
I see.
Everything that we might get from Artsfield, everything that we may get from Community Foundation, will not match up to the value of Jerome. And that's just one of our children. I began trying to add up this month. We have over 100 students right now. I'm not sure the exact right now. Just got a new student last week. His name he's in the first grade. His name it's not Adam, it's, I'm so bad with names. But anyway, and I just discovered another first grader yesterday who put something together. Okay, they have the gift. What value would you put on that 6-year-old?
The deeper.
Okay.
Because that really hits me, because there is no value. Period. There's no value.
Yeah, what dollar amount?
There's no dollar amount.
No, you have $10,000, $15,000, $25,000. What is that supposed to be when you have multi-billions of dollars and you have this small amount that you have allocated to the black community, yet you need us for your tax breaks? Come on. Let's be real here.
But you also got to say to these folks, but then again, when we talk about when you get an opportunity at the table, when you bring it to the table, I know you're not allowing me to eat. Let's just put it down on the ground. When you ask me to come to the table, you ask me to come because you do need that representation of blackness.
Right.
And I kill a couple of birds for you. My being gay and black. So I kill 2 birds for you. So when you ask me to come to the table, we got him at the table. I'm not supposed to speak.
Right.
And I'm really not supposed to follow. Right, and I'm really not supposed to have the full meal. You only want me for the salad. I'll be dismissed before the dinner comes up there. I get it.
And you definitely not getting no dessert.
You damn right. You excuse me, yep. I realize this, but I'm open to talking about it where folks do not. So when I get the opportunity to say something's not right, and I get the pushback from some of the folks at the table who are like me, but don't talk about that now. What are we going to talk about it? Don't bring that up now. Wait, don't bring it up. Who are you scared of? That's what I can never understand. Who are you scared of? This is not
a paycheck.
Going back to the power. So eliminate that. If you eliminate that, what would be the reason for you not to go up and ask for what you need?
And listening to you, man, I'm just thinking about there is going to come a time, and I don't know when that's going to be, when these little peanuts that these foundations are giving out. When I look at what's happening in Chattanooga, and I look at what's happening in our community, which is nothing, is happening. We can't even keep our streets clean. And I'm looking at these multi-million-dollar complexes going up, and houses and townhouses, and all this stuff on the river, and everybody having such a great time. I really do believe in our culture that we are excellent. The whole world copies us. The entire world. I was listening last week to some music in Abu Dhabi. They're copying little kids from the hood. You know what I mean? We are the cultural. We move the culture.
Yeah, we don't get paid for it, but we do.
Yeah, and I think what happens is that a lot of the attack that's on our culture to kill us all do pay in the millions and billions the elements from our culture that our parents kept us away from.
Yeah. Yes.
Now you can get on you can make millions and billions if you rap about shooting us down in the street, shooting each other and killing each other down in the street. You can become a billionaire. If you wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt because you don't understand the nuances of why that slogan came up, you can become a multi-billionaire. And what I don't like about on our side, the only thing that we seem to respect is money.
But that's because, unfortunately, we're shallow folks. And also, too,
you just put that on that shell. You made that simple. You simplified that.
We're shallow. But I also think about my upbringing.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with your upbringing.
It does.
And valuing your worth and your work.
Your worth and your work.
That's why I said at the end of and I think that we have been through so much.
Under attack. Our community has been under constant attack for 600 years.
I don't think that, but see, when you try to explain that to, not just the youth. I'm talking about the 50 and under.
I know.
They look at you like you're the crackhead or we the plantation owners. And I'm like, I'm trying to explain.
It's when you're not a free thinker, I guess so. The selfishness brings on a certain way. It puts blinders on your eyes. Yeah. If you're really about you and nobody else, then you have inherent blinders, and you can't see truth or value or worth in anybody but you and yours.
Well, I think the sad part about it is when you start to really break down for them the opportunities. If you can come to, that's why I'm trying to do the kumbaya, bring everybody together. Because I'm like, let me feel everybody out, because I'm thinking, hopefully from this can come this.
Right.
I got to sit at the table before they kicked me off the table. So I hear when I was taking my last dinner roll that something's coming, and it's going to be more than chicken. So we just got to be prepared because we might get it. Right.
Yeah.
I can't do that we can't do that with everybody. Because it's almost like, who's going to get what? It's not about who's going to get what. We're all going to get. We just have to be patient and be ready to engage in the game.
Yeah.
Some people just don't have the patience to do it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll be honest with you, because I think that, and I can only speak for me personally, I love the process.
Well, certain people are made for certain things.
I love the process because at the end of the day, I love going back and saying, look what we did with nothing. Look what we did with nothing. I've impacted all of this with nothing. and you can't take it back. So they can't. That's part of the revolution. You can't take this back.
You know, for me personally, I love, and everybody's unique. Everyone is different. Everybody has their own purpose. And for me, I actually love just being. That really does it for me. You know, just the freedom to be. And we'll Splash, our little organization.
Yes.
The freedom for me to evolve as personally as an artist, and the freedom to help young artists, young painters, and to push them, try to help encourage them, because I take them to the limit of what they think they can't do, and that's the struggle we're in. Letting you know, hey, no, you can really do more than this. You just don't believe in yourself. If you just believe in yourself and you work at it, eventually you're going to do something and make something that you don't think you can do. And that's a whole another ball game. This struggling, this struggling with a lot of kids, because some of our kids don't have any belief in themselves at all.
But I think that some of these adults don't have it. We got babies raising babies sometimes. I'm like, how do you provide them? And it's something that you said that I want to nail on, because of it. My joy, personally, my joy is to come back and saying, we did nothing.
Yeah.
We did nothing. It was the community that came and did this work. He gave me 5 cents. And we brought that 5 cents, and now we got all of this.
But you know what? Ultimately, there's coming a day when we will understand everything we need, we already have.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have it all. The world understands it. And that's why the world steals. Steals our culture, our rap, our dance, everything that we do, our food. The world steals it, takes it, and many times we don't benefit from it. But when we come to the realization that we have enough money in our community to do anything we want to, and I know that day is coming. I don't know when. I would love to see it in my lifetime. I don't know. Guys like you, the young guys, the little brothers, it's your time. It's your time to take everything to the next level as we're climbing this mountain. But I know we already have it. We already have it within us. We have the gifts, we have the talents, we have the resources. It's when we think that we don't have. That's when people can say, well, I'm giving you something. You're not giving me, I'm giving you something. I'm making you a better person. I'm giving you peace on earth. I might even get you to heaven. Working with me. Might even help get you to heaven. Because
I done changed you. That's
I'm giving you a Matthew 25. I'm giving you an opportunity to be a human being.
But it's a fork in the road. It's a fork in the road. They know they can't. People know they can't go backwards because they've been there, done that. You can't go backwards. Here's this opportunity. Give or take. What direction will they go?
See, that principle, you understand this principle because it was forged in you in some of those Bible studies. Now it's become a part of you. You may not be aware of it. It may be subconsciously. You understand the fact that give and it shall be given unto you.
Yeah.
Pressed down, shaking together, and running over shall men. Can't nobody stop God from blessing you.
Period.
No one can stop God from blessing me. And I will always have what he wants me to have.
Yeah.
And it's up to me to multiply whatever that is. Whatever he gives me, if I can get multiplied, then he's satisfied with me.
But it's just like what I tell you, I tell folks before you know it. My book's already written. This is what I got from my great grandmother. Everything I'm saying to you, my wisdom comes from her. My book's written. Now I can try to look at the other chapters if I want to, but it doesn't work that way. Your book is already written. When they told me I had cancer, I said, okay, well, what we get ready to do? Because my book's written, I ain't gone yet. Because this wasn't the day to stop me. I said, I still got a couple more chapters. So what do we do? They're like, oh, well, you can't go, can't go through radiation. You have to get chemo. So do whatever you have to do. It's in the book. I don't question anymore. Without getting emotional. I don't question nothing anymore.
That's good.
Because
emotion is good.
Yeah, well,
It's part of this.
I tell you, I look at today being the 21st birthday of Zora, our 20-year-old young lady. But as you know, that we raised two of my nephews that are dead. One, and he died in COVID, of diabetes. Mm-hmm. And the other one died of an overdose. And I have no problem saying that either.
Okay.
Because when he died of an overdose, he was unfortunately depressed young black male that we realized early on that he needed extra help. Mm-hmm. We tried our darndest, of making sure that he got the best of what he can get. But unfortunately, those streets called him more so than we were able to get him off of. That's okay for me to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's another way of showing people why the work of what we do is so important.
And it's Chattanooga's issue. It's not just yours. Yeah. This is where we live.
Yeah, this is where we live.
It's the type of leadership that we have here. I remember a few years ago, this is before COVID, leaving this very building, man, one Sunday. And it was made perfectly clear to me, and I think God gave me a prophetic vision so that I can see what's actually happening in Chattanooga. So we had finished a 2-hour class. We had about 30 kids, man, in this building. And we were getting ready to leave the building, but we couldn't because there were gunshots.
Yeah.
So and that happened multiple times where we had to keep the children an extra 30 minutes or so until all is clear.
Saving their life.
Yes. And people don't like to say we're saving children's lives. We're living in a time when people don't want the truth. So that's the truth.
Right.
And the truth is what makes you free. It don't set you free, but it will make you free.
Yeah.
And so finally we had to let all the children go. And I grew up over here. It wasn't like this when I was growing up though, but I'm familiar with some of the rough sides of town.
You know, OG.
So we're driving out, and I could see what began to happen because there was a group of guys on this side of the street, group guys on the other side of the street, here on Grove Street. So I know, okay. And I'm thinking, okay, which way should I go?
Right.
I'm just going to keep driving. Anybody get in front of the car, they get hit.
Right, period.
Okay. That's it.
Period.
I'm driving a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we drove out, and as we passed through them, they let us pass through, and then they merged.
Because they knew.
Now, so I drive down 3 minutes from here down the river downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's down on the river. This one summer having fun. The dogs, they have the dogs, the children, the white families, and everything. Maybe 2 black people down there. But, because we've been moved out of downtown. They used to want to be down here, but now I'm just telling the truth right now. And they was having fun. They was enjoying their day. So what the Lord just showed me, this is the spirit over this city. Why is it that kids just 3 minutes away are unsafe? Don't have any safety. And just 3 minutes away, people can bring their families out and have a picnic. This is the climate. And I'm called to the people who are not safe. That's my calling.
But it's almost like calling wolf. You're like, help, 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 help. Y'all see the same mess. Oh, call me. So I see the same mess I see. You refuse Talk about the power to be. You need for that to happen. You want me to come 3 minutes away. You don't want to come 3 minutes my way. And I need what you have 3 minutes away. So I need for y'all to do whatever you need to do to knock yourselves out the box.
Now, that makes me think of the River City Company. I believe River City Company, I don't care who here it is. What they have shown me, I've been to 1 or 2 meetings, they don't want us downtown. I don't care what they say. They don't want us downtown. That's my belief as a cultural leader in this city, as a minister and prophet. They don't want you down there. That's why you think Riverbend is the way it is. They don't want you down there. Okay? Now they're gonna lie and tell you, oh, we're one all this, you know.
Of course, yep, one chance.
They may even come over here and stand on the steps of James A. Henry School. I haven't seen you in this school, but you're gonna stand on the steps. I'm talking about us now. Of James A. Henry School, you came from over here. I can't even get you. I asked you to be my board member. You want it? You're not giving us any. You know, $10 a month. You know, donate. Those are kidneys milk. We feed children. You buy a box of cornflakes or something. You know, you came from over here. All right. Anything. You know what, you know.
Yep.
You know where we come from, where you come from.
Well, I think that
let's be real. We just have a conversation. Nobody listening. I want
to respond to it. I want to respond because if they're listening, get it. Because you have told it, and I want to respond to it.
And let me say this before you respond.
Go ahead.
As far as the money, my God shall supply all my needs. When you help me, blessings come your way. I'm just that peculiar.
I will say this. I'm going to say this.
Go ahead, Shane.
I want to hit a couple spots.
Go ahead. Take your time, brother. Yes, Lord.
Well, no, but I think that things have to change.
Somebody calling you trying to get you.
They're trying.
They say you're saying too much.
Yeah, that's all right. That ain't about the devil. That ain't about the devil. Try to stop it. I think that we have organizations out here that refuse to let us have any control of our neighborhoods, of our culture, they feel that and so you said they know best. Now you mentioned a particular organization. You mentioned River City. I've always had issues. Always had issues. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care who hears it. How about that? And I also have no problem sharing with them openly. So this is not new. You know, so somebody goes back and says, I heard him say, well, you know, it's the truth. But I've also said I don't talk behind folks' back.
Well, I asked for help.
You know,
I have asked for help.
So my thing is that what you see is what you get. I sat down and I sat with you. Thank you. So, you know, when you sit down and you tell the others or the particular entity where we said, I know I have openly shared, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with this. I even went to some of their board members and said, I need for you to take another look at what you're doing. I'm hoping that in the near future that some of the things that were shared will manifest to be something different because everybody got a timeline.
If you have intentions. The intentions have to be correct.
And my thing is that if you don't know, what's that rap? If you don't know, now you know. They know. They know. And I'm really tired. Yeah. I'm not my line to everybody, because I want to continue to
okay.
I'm not your black ghost whisperer. Don't ask me to come to a meeting. Don't ask me to be part of anything. If you think that I'm going to go back to be the Black Ghost person. This is what they told me over here, so I'm gonna go back to the black community and share the good news. That's not that's not my role. Let me share all the good news that I heard. We got chicken.
Hallelujah.
And guess what?
What they gonna do?
Lord,
what they gonna do?
Collard greens with the chicken. No string beans. They are trying to play that. Some folks are trying to play us into, because they also know arts is very diffusing. When you come with arts, it's a trust factor. So we open up and do art, you feel okay. It's time to hit them. No. So don't come to me thinking we're going to be the ghost whisperer and go out here to community and tell them all the good things that they're going to bring. That's not my role. Lastly, I used to believe it. I'm evolving. Something you said earlier about evolving. I'm evolving because I used to be very don't call me, and I probably would never call you. Let me just stay with, and I call it my hustle. My hustle is that. Let me stay within the parameters of my hustle, which means trying to do the best I can for my community. I don't ask unless I need. And what I mean by need, the basics. Mm-hmm. I realized going into the game of the hustle here, nonprofit realm, you're only going to give me but so much. So I'm going to have to take that 15 cents and manifest it in other ways. And I'm all right with that for now. When I start to manifest it, then more questions come upon. I'm okay for that for right now. Back to the building. Mm-hmm. It's paid for. There's some extra land on it, so we'll have housing. Not housing for everybody, but it'll be for creative artists of color. Housing, that we could be able to have there. The 3-tier creative entrepreneurship program I mentioned to you. We have a kitchen incubator coming. But it's a teaching kitchen, Charlie. So my thing is that don't get me wrong.
Let's show you how God is. Go
ahead.
I wanted it in this building back. Because that's art to me as well.
Yes!
And we already have a kitchen in this building. But they're going to tear the kitchen out. Because they don't listen to me. But thank God, one monkey don't stop no show. Do it over there in East Chattanooga.
It's good.
Wherever.
We're also buying in a partnership with another entity. I won't share that until they want to share it, but I will say this. Is that we're also buying a trailer that's going to be a shower trailer for the homeless. So we will have food on there, hopefully for that incubator. Also, we got a free shower that's going to go in different areas of the city to help out with the homeless from this extra ARP money. I share that because I feel as if that wasn't meant to occur. You're supposed to do all this new flashy stuff. I ain't got nothing flashy. We got to get work done. That building is, for me, the open hub for us to be able to have these type of things for the whole community. I pray that we continue to grow in doing what we do best, because like you said, anytime that I have helped out anyone in a good heart, it's always come back.
Yeah.
It always comes back. It doesn't have to come back as $1.
Right.
It always comes back. When we, full disclosure for the ones that look around and say, well, how do you do it? The building was $195. The construction was over $500,000 to remodel. I had somebody give me $100 and something of his free time in dollars to go into that building. That reduced my renovation cost to less than $350,000. Wow. That was the blessing. That was the blessing because it was quoted to be $500,000 plus.
You know what? You had to show me how to do that. We got to talk.
You know what? All I know is this: we're always gonna talk because every time that I'm gonna check the phone in a minute. But I will say this: I learned so much from conversations with you. First of all, I laugh all the time because you're so real, it's scary. You get it. You're welcoming. You and your wife are silent giants. Silent giants. There's not many of y'all. Not many of y'all that know it. Y'all could be hitting the whip now. But you're like, let me sit in the cut. Cause we good. Let me sit in the cut. If y'all can't get it together, we'll speak out. Right now, we're gonna let you do what you do. I love that. Because there's a time and a place for growth, but there's also a time and place to be told how to grow if you're going the wrong way. I'm blessed by you. I'm blessed by you. Off the camera. I'm blessed by you. And if I haven't shared that before in the past, I'll share it now to your viewers. I'm blessed by you because you keep me together. You don't know that, but you do. You do. I always think back, I'm on the shoulders of others. And we had that conversation before. I'm on the shoulders of others. I didn't come out here like a black genie and just blink and all this stuff happened. This stuff happened because you wanted it to happen years ago. I get it. I hear it. The frustration. I never forget you sharing the story that I'll share about from y'all. The frustration about, you doing these big murals and you're not paying these folks money. I never forget when you told that story. That broke my heart. Because it was real. Man, you know how many times I brought that to the table for my dinner roll? How many times I brought it to the table? Like, I know that 25 years ago, but y'all better do something today. Thank you. Because you didn't have to be that real. I know that they don't allow all of us to come to the table, but when they let us to the table, I'm like, well, here's some of here's some of the stuff that y'all need to hear. Oh, we heard it. Well, I'm going to hear it again before I walk out of here with that dinner roll. Because y'all got to, it's not reparations per se,
Right.
but you got to do right by folks.
Right.
Because if you don't help that man out after all that he has done, then y'all going to regret it for the rest of your life. You're fools. You're fools. If we don't recognize you, I'm not talking about me recognizing you. Yeah. But if Artsville and others can't recognize you for all that you have done, then we're fools. You have blessed us, and we get it.
I appreciate you so much, man.
Well, we get
That's
it.
encouraging to us to know that, somebody can see, and it's very encouraging. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you.
I only got $2, so
Appreciate
you know
so
what?
much. Oh, man. It has been such a pleasure having you here and your honesty and transparency. Man, we need more of that. I'm a true believer in that just open dialogue and honest conversations. Like you said, we don't have to agree with each other on everything. We can agree to disagree. I think we're all unique. We're all different. But it takes all of us. And a little conversation like this can change somebody's mind. It can change something. It can create something new, bigger than you or I, something different and something new that we don't have, And so it's so important to have these conversations. So thank you for talking with us today and being who you are.
Thank you.
The mothership connection is here.
I just should we end with Earth with a fire? Thank you.
And thank you for joining us. This has been Charlie Newton and Shane Morrow for another intimation of Conversations. Until next time, bye-bye.
Support Splash through the Tennessee Specialty License Plate Program. Go to tnspecialtyplates.org.